you ever taken pride or joy in finding someone else's faults? Or like kind of waiting in the proverbial bush to watch until they kind of trip up, and then you jump out of the bush and you say, aha, I caught you. You messed up. I've done stuff like that. I grew up with 3 older brothers. I kind of thrived on it, trying to point out their faults so that people would be impressed with me and that I would feel good about my inadequacies. In fact, there was this one time where I challenged this kid to a race because I thought he was a slow runner. And I was like, I'm going to impress everybody here by just owning this guy in a race. And so we lined up, and the guy, some dude counted down, 3, 2, 1, go. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy's going to eat my dust. And little did I know that he just blew by me and owned me in the race. And I hung my head in shame, and I ran off the field, not talking to anybody, so embarrassed because people saw that I wasn't as good of a runner as I thought I was, or at least I said I was. But this is often how we treat people, isn't it? I mean, we love to say, you're doing it wrong, so that they look at us, so that they can be impressed with us. But the truth is that if someone took a closer look at our own life, they would find a lot of stuff wrong with us. And a lot of times, we end up getting beat hardcore in the race that we said we would easily win.
Sin is inherent. This means that we all have it. That there's nothing we can do about it because it's embedded in us. It's part of our DNA. But despite our sin, we are absolutely blessed because God chose to show His grace to us in His Son by sending His Son, Jesus, to this earth to take our place and to make the way to salvation. And when we are in the family of God, we are continually shown more grace as He forgives us for our mess-ups. We just have to come to Him, fall on our knees and say, I did it again, I'm sorry. I keep messing up, but Lord, please forgive me. And He will forgive us. In fact, in Ephesians 4, it says this. It says, let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. And then a couple verses later it says, be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you. This means that we're supposed to forgive others. We're supposed to show grace to others. It means that we're supposed to take God's grace shown to us and allow it to flow through us to others. We show grace because God showed grace to us. It means that we're responsible to forgive the guy who yelled at us last week, or to forgive the person who stole something from us, or the group that made fun of us, or maybe the best friend who's even betrayed us. It means that if we're completely unwilling to forgive them, God doesn't forgive us. If we don't show grace to others, and this is not just like messing up, this is like deciding not to, then we are not shown grace in return. Because we are to live by grace. Because God's grace to us defines His grace through us. This is a hard thing to get. I understand that. I struggle with this. And we mess it up all the time, to the point where we actually need grace to learn grace. We need grace as we make mistake after mistake after mistake, trying to show grace to others. God doesn't expect us to be perfect, but He expects us to come to Him, to fall on our knees,
to ask for forgiveness and to forgive others. Now, you're not supposed to just show grace alone. It actually has to be accompanied by truth. They work together. Because grace alone means you're kind of a doormat and people just walk all over you. And truth alone means you're kind of a hammer because you're not full of any forgiveness for people and you kind of beat them into a pulp over the truth. See, grace and truth means that you forgive people, but you still stick to your guns. It means that this is the way it is, but you can be forgiven and saved because there is this incredible hope given to us and an incredible hope that works for us. And it is called grace. It is called Jesus. We live by grace as a response to the grace of God that has been given to us. See, works are not a part of our saving or our forgiveness. We can't earn that stuff. But works needs to be a part of how we live by grace. Because we're called to live by grace. In James 2:17 it says, faith without works is dead. How on earth are we to communicate our love for God and live a life of love for God? The God that showed us grace, if we're not showing grace to others, we gotta put it into our hands and do the work. We need the works, but they're a response to God, not a qualifier for God. See, here at Element Youth, we want to be a family that says, I have decided, having been saved by grace and forgiven by grace, that we must live by grace. That has to be our motto, our slogan, our words to live by. We need to let God's grace that He has shown to us, that He has saved us with, that He has forgiven us with, define the grace that comes through us to others. That is how we must live.